Well. Mbly. All I can say is boom. Called it. Let's go. I told you it was too beaten down. Everything lining up on the fundamentals. Everything lining up on the technicals. People said, you're crazy. This thing's going down to $10. It's going back to retest lows. This thing's going bankrupt. Get out of here. In this video, we're going to first talk about the technicals, and then I'll get into the fundamentals and we'll go over earnings. So I'll get in the technicals first since we're about to open here in about 8 minutes. And I'm trying to get this video out quick. I want to do my due diligence on it. So first we'll go over the technicals so you can watch it, basically hopefully before market open or right after. You can kind of see what's going on. But let's get into it. Like I said, this is a high five setup. We have two amazing patterns here. We have a symmetrical triangle and we have a head and shoulders. We have a breakout here on the 4-hour chart. We have a breakout of both, and we had a retest right here yesterday. Like I talked about in my other video. You can go and watch that. I talked about in my other video. They threw the kitchen sink at this name yesterday. They really were trying to break it down and get a huge sell-off before earnings, as they probably knew that when you get a name beaten down this much, it doesn't take much to get this name to be up almost 9% now pre-market. And yeah, exactly that. Double beat on the top and bottom. EPS beat of 10 cents compared to 9.6 cents, and a reported 486 million revenue beat, over 4% revenue beat, 4% EPS beat. You can see what's in front of you. So it's a high five setup, symmetrical pattern, breakout, retest. We have this massive volume gap here on the anchored volume profile up to about $21. Can't really see it on the 4-hour, but you have this volume shelf that just held. I threw the kitchen sink at it yesterday. They could not get it. They couldn't do it. They couldn't break the symmetrical pattern. They could not do it. They failed even in their most dire moments. So 1, 2 of the high five setup. 3, we had a higher uptrending MACD. We had an uptrending RSI, and we have an uptrending stochastic or trend line. This is all in the weekly and the daily. We have all this bottoming out, and as you can see, uptrend on the weekly, bottoming out, and uptrend on the RSI, and uptrend, bottoming out, uptrend on the stochastic and trend, as I like to call it. Like I said, you have this massive volume gap here up to about $27 to $29 per share. You have this mini volume gap here up to about $21. You have a price gap fill right here at about $20.03. And just like I've been talking about on X, like I've been talking about on here, just a massive amount of oh my god, we're up almost 11% now. Let's go. My price target for after earnings was $14.80. Second price target is about 17. What was it? About 17.25, and then the gap fill at 20.03. So, and the measured move for this is up to about $20.13. So, just massive move, guys. I've been calling it out. I hate to keep on bragging or like toot my own horn, but like, man, I really been on this name, calling it out, talking about the 22% short float, talking about the name, talking about the setup, talking to you guys about my trading strategy and how it wins at a high clip. We have wins now on Mbly, SoFi, SoundHound AI. We're about to have another win on HIMS this Friday when they report good earnings. we're just firing on all cylinders, investing and trading wise here. And this was my biggest play. And this was my biggest conviction play and short squeeze play and long-term play. And we're just crushing it right now, guys. But yeah, the technicals are still all there. Everything's looking great. They might try to sell this off here in 3 minutes on market open, like they have massive short volume coming in, but they might not be able to. They might not have pocketbooks big enough to short this thing back down, because we're flying. We're flying here, guys. We are flying. Yeah. Here's the hourly breakout, retest, and continuing higher. Flying. So let's get into earnings. If you only wanted to see the technicals, you could stop the video now. It's all good. But we'll talk about the earnings and what I see fundamentally with the company going right, and some really good stuff in the earnings, and then obviously bad. The earnings weren't perfect. I give it a C+ to a B-. But like I said, they did not have to report perfect earnings, because the stock is so beaten down and the valuation is just in the ground. So we already talked about it. Beat on the bottom, beat on the top, beat on the bottom line. Not as bad of a decrease year over year. Biggest thing was they beat on EPS of 10 cents, and EPS was impacted by non-cash impairment loss related to goodwill asset on our balance sheet. So they still beat on their EPS, even though they had this massive impact on their EPS, which is just phenomenal. Some other things we'll go over. I'm not going to read all that. I don't got enough time. On the business development front, our top 10 customers represent more than 80% of our volume and approximately 50% of industry volume. So that's pretty significant. I get that their top 10 customers are 80% of their revenues and their volumes and everything, but that's out of approximately 50% of industry volume. Like that's just massive, right? So, and then you got on the advanced products side, so Surround ADAS, Supervision, and Chauffeur. So there are multiple ADAS and higher technology level, all the way up to level 5 autonomy. We continue to make progress on advanced engagements with 9 of the 10, in addition to other OEMs. So they're continuing to make advancements. Execution for Volkswagen Group production programs for Supervision, Chauffeur, and Drive are progressing on plan. We published CEO, CTO video presentations on October 2nd. I posted about those and told everybody to give those a watch probably like 2 weeks ago. Then we have the Mbly Drive product intended for Mbly as a robo-taxi. We're crossing 13.7, boys. We're costing $13.99, boys. We're ripping off open, boys. Let's go. 1448, about to hit our price target here of 1480. We hit our price target of 1480, everybody. Let's go. Price target hit of 1480. We are up massively. You're getting a live view. Oh my God. We're up over 17%. We're coming down a little bit. People selling some of their shares. Dumb if they're selling at these prices. Really dumb. We're going a lot higher. This is not even a squeeze yet. This is just buyers getting in here that are excited about this name. Oh my God, let's go. Got a live view of my excitement there. Robo taxis making progress. They're Tesla are not the only players. Waymo are not the only players, like I've been screaming about in robo taxi. Revenue beat, gross profit, gross margin, operating income losses. The operating income loss mainly due to that goodwill. Like they talked about earlier. Talked about all these numbers already. I want to get into their full year guidance. Basically stayed the same. They add a little bit more operating loss, about 20 some million more operating loss, and then about what do we say, about 27 more operating income loss. Like I said, it wasn't perfect earnings, but man, a beat on the top and bottom is huge, as you can see with this name. Big Inventories grew while they beat on revenue and earnings. And then you have total current assets growing. You have accounts payable and accrued expenses going down for their liabilities. You have current liabilities going down. You have deferred tax liabilities going down. You have total liabilities going down, which is what we want to see. We want to see cash and cash equivalents it's right here on this mixed page. Cash and cash equivalents going up for the company while revenues have bottomed and continuing higher, EPS has bottomed and continuing higher, and then your liabilities are going down. Cash and cash equivalents going up, liabilities going down, revenues have bottomed, EPS has bottomed, and we're climbing higher now. Net income loss, that 3, whatever. We already talked about it. The goodwill impairments right here. Massive. If they didn't have this goodwill impairment, oh my God, like we would have way more bulls around this name because of the massive beat they would have had, but it's all good. Still crushed it. Cash equivalents up to 1.3 billion from 1.207 billion. So again, massive increase while liabilities are going down, everybody. Liabilities are going down. Last thing we'll touch on here. You have your revenues from the sequential IQ supervision revenue. Big thing here, right? Q3, Q4, we got up to about 611 million. And this year, obviously, we had high inflation and interest rates, and we had everything really start to hit the car industry and car market, and just in a really bad way, right? In a really bad way. So you had, in my opinion, Q1 was the bottom for revenues and net income and EPS for this company. Because what have you seen since this? You've seen a bottom, acceleration of revenues, a bottom, and acceleration of numbers of systems shipped, and you have the same average prices now back down. You had a skyrocket up because they were trying to make up for the low amount of numbers and revenue from IQ and supervision. So yeah, guys, I'll continue to post on X. I'll continue to update here as I can on TradingView. This is massive. What's the rest of the market doing? Red. Yeah, pretty much everything's red, while Mbly is flying high, baby. The people selling right now, they're going to be sorry. We are going a lot higher. This name is beaten down. Like I said, the measured move is up to over $20. So I'll be holding over here. Like I said, I'll be selling some off the short squeeze. But I'll be holding a lot of my position for long term. Comment below what your share size is, and if you're in this name, and where you think it's going on your price targets. Thanks for joining me for this video, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's go Mbly.